Hey guys, welcome back. So I have got my January favorites here for you today. So I'm going to quickly mention my overall Friday favorites, and then I have other things to share with you. So I have a makeup thing, skincare, hair care, and books. So got some good things to share with you. So if you're new here, my name is Leslie. Welcome. I love to do favorites videos, new at the drugstore, get ready with me's, reviews, empties, just a lot of fun stuff here on my channel. So if you're new, I would love it if you hit the subscribe button and stuck around for a while. I'd love to have you here on my channel. So yeah, we were chatting about January favorites, so let's get to it. Okay, so for overall Friday favorites, if you want to see swatches on these, just check out the original Friday favorites where I mention them because I go into kind of more detail there. But I would say the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Socialite, like, I don't know why this would be my standout overall favorite for the month, but I think it's just, every time I've used this, I love it. And it's a great base for layer. I don't normally swatch these, but there I go. It's a great base for layering other things on top of it. It's just this beautiful peachy rose gold, and I've been really into the peachy shades, but yeah, this is just a good by itself cream shadow, or also great for layering with other things. It's just really beautiful. So I have to say that's my standout favorite. Blush, I think it's got to be this. Oh, and I forgot something else. Hang on, I forgot this. So these two are my standout blush favorites. So the Seraphine Botanicals Geranium and Glow Blush and Highlight Palette. This is just absolutely gorgeous. This color right here. That's why it's my favorite, because this is so pretty. And it's really like blendable and beautiful on the skin. It wears really well. It's great layered over other things, but it's beautiful by itself. Just a great formula. This whole palette is beautiful, but that right there is really, like, I think overall why I love, love, love this palette. And then the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. You know I keep boxes for, I don't know why. Maybe I'll eventually get rid of it, but it's so cute that it matches. I would say my favorite shade is Dusty Rose. This one seems to just work the best for me personally, because these really are very pigmented. They pack a punch, so I have to be super light-handed with pretty much all of them, except for, I think, Peach Perfect. But this one, like, is kind of right in the middle. Peach Perfect, I can be not as light-handed with it. The deeper or more bright, intense shades, I have to be really light-handed with it. This one, I feel like it's just kind of right in the middle. So this one seems to just work the best for me. It's a beautiful kind of warm rose shade. These are just gorgeous liquid blushes. I mean, and they're pretty affordable. So I'm very impressed with these from e.l.f. So I love Dusty Rose. And then I would say for lips, I think it's gotta be this combo. Just a beautiful peachy lip combo. The LA Girl Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liner in Forever Bare. I do have this on right now, but I have something layered over it. But it's just a beautiful peachy nude sort of a liner shade. And then the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Peach Ring. Gorgeous peachy shade. Ooh, it's so good. It layers beautifully with that liner. And it just gives this gorgeous, like, beautiful peachy lip combo. I love it. So yeah, those I would say are my standout favorites for Friday favorites. Okay, a makeup favorite. I really like this mascara. I have this on right now. Smashbox sent me a fun package of some goodies. So sweet of them. And this was in there, and this is amazing. This is the Super Fan Fanned Out Mascara. And it says 12-hour volume, lift, and length. 94% saw a fanned out look. No clumping, smudging, flaking. This is what the box looks like. Here is the actual mascara itself. I really like the wand on it because it kind of, this end of it, you can really get into the base of your lashes and build up some great volume. I always push a mascara formula well beyond what it's probably ever intended to do. I use a lot of coats of mascara. So if I use a ton of coats of this, I can get the little like balls at the end of my lashes. So I just kind of like pick those off. But I'm telling you, I'm using like way more coats than it's intended to use. You don't even need that many coats of this mascara. I mean, even one coat, you get great volume and length and lift with the, like that, and yeah, that fanned out sort of look with the lashes. So even just one coat or two coats is amazing. But I push it to like probably 4 or 5. But yeah, if you love a lot of volume with your lashes and length too. This just does it very well. I'm really picky about mascara, I feel like, and this one impresses me. It is kind of a thicker formula, but that is usually like what I like in a mascara. Usually a thicker sort of formula builds volume on itself really nicely, and this one does that. So I'm a big fan of this. And then Coco Kind sent me a couple products, and I've especially been loving this one. This is the Vitamin C Glow Serum, and it says with azelaic acid and sea grape caviar for bright and even skin. So it says overall brightening and healthy aging support, and it says put me to work AM or PM, and it has over 1,000 5-star reviews. Wow, that's cool. So I've been using this in the morning under my makeup, and I have really been liking this. I like Coco Kind products. The things I've tried from them, I really like them. I love their ceramide serum. That's one of my like go-to products that I've been using a lot recently. But this is just a beautiful light serum that really works well under makeup. Like, it sinks into the skin. It doesn't feel heavy. It has a nice kind of smooth feeling on the skin. So great for under makeup. Love vitamin C in the mornings. That's kind of like my go-to active for morning time is vitamin C. Let's see, stable vitamin C serum that helps brighten, firm, and defend skin against environmental stressors, gently paired with azelaic acid to reduce the look of dark spots over time, improving uneven skin tone. Hyaluronic acid and sea grape caviar help plump skin surface with hydration and reinforce skin's moisture barrier. Yeah, it just really is beautiful on the skin. So it's good for under makeup. So yeah, I've been loving this a lot, and beautiful packaging. Beautiful kind of branding and packaging on it. I love that. And then a hair care favorite. I can't remember if I included this in my yearly favorites or not, because I can't remember when I first started using this, but I've really been using it very consistently recently, and like using quite a bit of it. This is the Pantene Heat Primer Thermal Heat Protectant, and it says protects up to 450 degrees. And what I like about this, I have very fine flat hair, and so if something is too heavy, it really weighs down my hair. A lot of heat protectants tend to weigh down my hair, so I'm kind of light-handed with them because I don't want them to weigh down my hair, and then I'm probably not getting enough kind of coverage and protection with them because I'm not using enough product. Whereas this is light enough that I can really, like, I spray it all over the ends of my hair, the under part of my hair before I blow dry my hair. Then I use it again before I use like my waver or my curling iron or curling wand, and I spray it all over once again. And I don't find that it weighs down my hair. I don't do it up on my roots, but really here down, I use it and I really like it. So it's just a very lightweight formula, and I love it. It says protects up to 450 degrees. I definitely don't get anywhere close to that with my heat tools. I'm usually set them at like, well, my curling wand doesn't have a like heat thing, like you don't know what, I don't know what it is, so it may be a lot higher, but my waver, I usually set those at like 325. Anyway, it's just a good heat protectant. I've been a fan of it. Let's see, it says nutrient infused lightweight pre-styling spray helps seal and protect hair from thermal heat styling. Micropolymers help shield strands from damage and enhance healthy shine. Yeah. Apply liberally section by section. It's good, and it's affordable. It's really good. Okay, and then books. So I've got kind of like some honorable mentions, and then I've got some more standout favorites. So let's start with the honorable mentions. So a couple of fantasy books. These are a duology. It starts with These Hollow Vows, and then the second one is These Twisted Bonds by Lexi Ryan. I liked these a lot. I think I would give it, like, this one probably 3.5 stars, and this one 4 to 4.5, I would say. And this was my first fae fantasy book. I loved the romance in this. But I don't know if fae fantasy is, like, gonna be my go-to thing. I found it a little bit more confusing. It was a little bit more intense in the fantasy and magic and stuff like that. So I like almost more of the kings and kingdoms kind of side of fantasy, I think a little bit more, but I do like the kind of superhero kind of elements. So I don't know, you'll have to let me know, like if you have standout favorite fae fantasy that are maybe like less on the like I don't like the spell stuff and I don't like that kind of stuff. That's not my thing. So let me know. But I loved the romance in here. Like I don't want to describe too much about it, but it had a really like just very gripping romance in it. A lot of action. I liked her writing style. I found it pretty easy to read. So it is YA, but there's spice in these books. So, I mean, it's not like a ton. I think there's maybe one scene in this one and I think like 2 in this book. And it's not necessarily overly long and descriptive like pages, but I mean, it's in there. So yeah, so just know that about it. Like it is YA, but there's spice in these books. A little sweet Christian fiction romance that I read that I thought was very cute. Dear Henry, Love Edith. This was really fun. It's a little bit of like the, you know, you've got mail that they're writing to each other, but basically she is almost like not really renting a room, but she's staying in a room in his house like upstairs. So they're sort of like roommates, but they don't ever see each other. And they each think that they are elderly because she thinks Henry is an elderly man and he thinks Edith is an elderly woman where they're both like around 30 or something. So that's kind of funny. So they're writing notes to each other thinking that they're, you know, each other is older. And it's just very sweet. So it starts with like sweet little notes to each other. And then the other side of the story is they have met in real life, but kind of like don't know each other. And then the story kind of goes from there. So I was really leaning towards a 5-star with this book. The only thing that brought it down to maybe like a 4-ish is that there are these kind of like a few scenes in there that are kind of super cheesy. Like it brings in the town folk and stuff, and it's kind of like it's trying to be funny. And I mean, it's cutesy and funny, but it's very cheesy. So those scenes I have found to be a little bit more kind of jarring, and I just really liked their interaction. So all the scenes with the main 2 characters, I loved. I loved the romance in it. I thought it was sweet and flirty and fun. It was really just those other scenes that I could have kind of done without. I would rather have just more of their romance. I'll get to these in just a second because one is kind of an honorable mention and one is definitely a standout. I read Better Than the Movies. This is such a cute YA book. This is Lynn Painter. I really like her writing. She's fun and funny. And this one is very, I don't know if there was any cussing in it. I can't remember. But no spice in it. It's kind of like sort of a fake dating, not really like, it's sort of like she needs his help to kind of get the attention of a guy that she's interested in. But it ends up being this kind of friends to lovers sort of storyline, and funny, cute, sweet, engaging, read it quickly, easy to read. I really enjoyed it. And then a thriller, Freida McFadden, The Inmate, just so like easy to read. Like if you need something in between, maybe like more intense fantasy or something like that. I mean, a sweet little fun romance or just a really easy to read thriller, that's kind of my go-to. So this was just really easy to read. Trying to think. I think I guessed part of the twist, but I think I've already forgotten. But I think there was something else that kind of surprised. Yes, there was, now I remember. Yes, there was definitely something that surprised me about the twist. And then the other part of the twist, I did kind of like, you know, guess or whatever. So anywho, I enjoyed that. So they say these 2 are less like honorable mentions, but like really more, I enjoyed those a lot. And then, okay, so I started reading, I think this is called the Curse Breakers trilogy. So this one is A Curse So Dark and Lonely. This is like a Beauty and the Beast sort of retelling, but there's much more to the story than just that. Yeah, and that's really kind of all I want to say because I don't want to really kind of spoil anything for you. You could read the synopsis if you want a little bit more info, but this one starts out as a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I liked this one a lot. I would say probably about 3.5 to 4 stars on this one. So this one's a little bit more of an honorable mention, but it was very easy to read. It's YA, so I don't think there was like any cussing in it, no spice in it. So just FYI on that. Loved the second one. Love this even more. I would say that this is more like 4 to 4.5 star. I like this one a lot more because this one has 2 POVs in it, and it's the two main characters, but then there's a side character in this book, and he's one of the POVs in this book, along with another new character that you kind of like get introduced to or get to know more. And this one has a little bit more romance to it. The romance is not a main, I mean, yes, it's kind of an undertone throughout the story. That's the kind of the one thing I would change about these, is I do wish there was like more emphasis on the romance, especially in this book. That's why this one was a little bit lower, because it's a kind of more of an undertone and not a primary part of the plot. But the plot was really good, so I still enjoyed it. This one, there's more romance in it, and it stands out a little bit more. And I just really like the two characters you're following this one. I love the heroine in this one. Like, she's awesome in this one. But I liked both characters in this one. So anyway, yeah, I'm enjoying this series. This book is so good. Yours truly by Abby Jimenez. I've heard that this is like a closed door, no spice. No, there's definitely a spice scene in it. But it's very like one scene, very quick, like probably a half page or something. So it's minimal spice. So if you're looking for more minimal spice, I think you can go to Abby Jimenez. The two books I've read from her, it's not overly descriptive. It's not the focus. It's much more about the relationship. This one is just, it's almost like they start out as enemies-ish, but not really. They're writing letters to each other, and they know that they know who's writing to them. It's not like a mystery. But it's just very sweet and heartfelt. Her writing is so easy to read. It really is just, oh, there's a lot of heart to it. Check trigger warnings, though, for this one, because both of the main characters really have things that they're, working through and trying to overcome. So there's, it's intense, too. But just, oh, it really draws you in, and I was totally invested. And then last up, I read Ruthless Vows from Rebecca Ross. I loved it. I really loved it. I mean, as much, if not maybe more than the first book. This one is really a unique duology, because it's not like really any other fantasy I've read, because it's like a historical fantasy. There's a lot of, obviously not true history because it's fantasy world, but it reads like a historical fiction or historical romance, kind of a plot in a book. And there's a lot to the story outside of their romance, but that's definitely still the undertone. The parts that had the romance in it, so good, so sweet. It's YA. I just absolutely love this duology, but it's very unique. It's beautiful writing. I do read it more slowly, but I really enjoy it. I mean, they're very good, but it's just a very unique duology. Okay, so those are all my January favorites. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please hit a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below what you've been loving. Either makeup, skincare, hair care, books, fashion, home, whatever. I would love to hear your favorites. Let me know that down below. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.